So our clinical recommendation is actually not to measure the energy availability and try to find the number through the formula, to actually look at the outcomes of REDS. What are we seeing clinically in this athlete? And then look back at what their energy availability may have been. So let me describe in more detail. Remember the health and performance diagram that I showed in the first module. They're here, health on the top, many health systems, and the performance are on the bottom. So if we look at the potential characteristics of that individual who's presenting with those health or performance parameters, we can see what was their exposure? How severe was it? How long has it been going on? How consistent has it been? What's the cause of it? And do they have what we call within-day energy deficit? An athlete who tells me they are perfectly balanced, they don't eat all day long, and they eat the exact amount of energy intake that they have for their energy expenditures in the evening. It's not working like a bank where you actually at the end of the day tally up and everything's all right, but they may have been in energy deficit all day long. So that's the within-day energy deficits. So look at that athlete presenting with these symptoms and look at what their components are. But also in these athletes, what is their accumulated dose? Remember, I defined dose in the first module. Severity times duration times frequency. Severity, duration, and frequency. This pattern can lead to those health and performance outcomes. But in every individual, there are moderating factors, personal characteristics about that individual, their sex, their age, their genetics. They have a history. They may have coexisting medical disorders, taking medication. They may have polycystic ovary syndrome. What are their training characteristics? Are they a high impact? Are they resistance training? Do they have training errors? What's their dietary history like? What's their energy intake? Their carbohydrate, or don't forget the carbohydrate availability. What are some of their other nutritional status like vitamin D and calcium that will affect bone? What's their intake of caffeine or other stimulants that can affect absorption of foods? And what is their psychological lifestyle factors? All of these moderating factors will influence how the body responds to the exposure to problematic low energy availability. So clinically, we start off with one, looking at what that athlete presents with. Don't forget to look for all of them. Then we look back at what their exposure is like, severity, duration, and frequency. And what moderating factors does that individual athlete have?